March 18th, Mike Tyson, Razor Ruddock dies. If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. If he's not dead, it doesn't count.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. It's time for This Week in Boxing again. We'll give you all the news, reviews, everything that happened this week in boxing. Let's start with Friday night Amir Khan.
You know what? First and foremost, good fight. Yeah. Good, entertaining fight. Both guys were there to win. That might sound a bit silly, but sometimes when one's a clear favourite in the Amir Khan, the other almost opponent can kind of almost just slip off and come to survive, just to get a next fight against another big name. But Algieri was definitely there to win.
Definitely motivated.
Definitely up for it. I mean, yeah. This is a guy that has probably been embarrassed in the Pacquiao performance. Everyone's been on him because the Vodnikov fight was lucky. Yeah. You're a mid-tier fighter, and he went in there to kind of show that he's just above mid-tier. He's definitely not the elite, but he's definitely not mid-tier. I think he can make competitive fights against anyone at 147. Algieri. I think that Algieri, we all thought we were going to see him. That Algieri jumped in the ring. There's two different things. Algieri looked big. He looked massive. He looked strong. He fought aggressive. Algieri hurt Khan a lot. Especially in the first round, he had Khan all over the place. Khan's legs buckled and got stiff, but when he walked to the corner, Khan kind of put his hands on the ropes like a Sean Porter.
Yeah, like he was hurt. And I'm trying to say he might well admit it. And throughout the fight, Algieri tagged him, and Algieri is not known as a puncher, especially at elite level. Tagged him a lot and hurt him a lot.
Yeah, look, Molina, Diaz, Collazo, Alexander, Algieri. What they're doing with Khan is very smart people. They're not putting Khan in with punches in this rebuilding job. Even Diaz, if I remember, put Khan down or hurt Khan in the fight when he came back at 143.
Can't remember,
After seeing that performance, look, styles makes fights, so I'm not going to say Khan still won't give Mayweather problems, because he will, because Mayweather's not a puncher himself anymore, really. But they put Khan in with any noted puncher at 147, Furman, Brook, even probably Maidana. Anyone lands, it's in trouble. It's buy time, I think. I really do believe that.
I think, yes and no. Khan does definitely have the best recovery power. We all know this, we've mentioned it a billion times. But also it's down to Khan's discipline. When Khan fought Collazo and fought Alexander, he showed extreme discipline. Virgil Hunter kept telling Khan, stop with this macho stuff. Stop with this macho stuff. And Khan would not listen. Khan really thought this was going to be a blowout. And he came out to fight like a blowout. And Virgil Hunter kept telling him repeatedly, stop it, stop it, stop it. And Khan wouldn't listen. The difference between a fighter that's listening to his corner and taking the correct instruction and a fighter that's going out on his own free will.
I agree with you, but against the elite level 147s, even if he does stick to the discipline, even if he doesn't showboat, they're going to land at one stage.
Yes. And
if they land, I know you talk about recovery powers, but sometimes we just got to make it very simple. Khan cannot take a punch. What I have seen though, in the Khan against Alexandra Collazo, we've seen a guy that's taken a bit more risk, because I feel like he knows what's coming back ain't going to hurt him as much. Will he take those risks against the likes of Brook and Furman? No. Probably not. He'll probably cover up a bit more. So look, it's still going to have good matches, but I think that fight hurt him a bit more than
it definitely hurt him.
Wanted to kind of progress his career. Now that Mayweather talk, people on Twitter and everyone's laughing like, what? No chance.
That was a new Algieri. That was a strong Algieri. That was a confident Algieri. And I think he came into that fight a improved version that everyone was expecting. So even though Khan didn't have, even though everyone was expecting Khan to do something as well, you got to give Algieri and his camp some credit as well, because that was a very improved performance.
A couple of the scorecards were quite wide. Did you have that wide?
No, I didn't have it that wide. I thought, it's funny, scoring fights is very subjective. I thought the rounds where Algieri hurt Khan, Khan kind of backpedaled and started throwing these cluster of punches in panic, more than good punches.
Algieri did that as well.
And I kind of scored those rounds more to Algieri. I didn't have it 117, 111. I didn't really score it, but in my head I had it about one round.
116, 112.
Yeah, something.
Khan makes statements sometimes. Look, I'm an Amir Khan fan. I'm a boxing fan. I'm an Amir Khan fan because I feel like he doesn't dodge many. But he makes statements sometimes. He said something like, if that Algieri came to fight Pacquiao, he would have beat Pacquiao.
No.
What? Where's that statement just come from? Where did he just make these statements up?
Listen, he's trying to sell his performance to understand, to make something better or worse. Like I said, Khan really thought, and I think 99% of the public thought that Khan was going to go out there and steamroll him and get rid of him mid-rounds. We saw what Pacquiao done to him. You know you could drop him, could hurt him. We all know that Pacquiao is on the slide. Regardless of the Mayweather fight, we all knew he was no longer the killer Pacquiao. Yeah. We all thought Khan's improves going to come out there and put him over, and Khan could not do that. He didn't even get a chance to do that. He didn't have one opportunity to do that. So he's trying to play limitation damage.
Okay.
Before you ask, because you're going to ask sooner or later, about my welterweight rankings.
Okay.
Yeah. Amir Khan's.
I wasn't going to ask actually.
I put my rankings out a few weeks ago. What I thought the rankings were. Like I always say, boxing changes so quick. Brook fought last night. We got Porter, we got Broner fighting in the next couple of weeks. You got Bradley fighting in the next couple of weeks. Let's see how things go, and then we'll re-evaluate the rankings.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But it ain't with re-evaluate rankings now within 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time.
So apologies. You'll re-evaluate your rankings because my rankings don't have Khan as second.
Nah, it is cool. That's it. That's the way boxing goes.
Alright,
let's move forward. Let's go with last night's fights at the O2.
Woo, what a big show.
Let's start with
Cotto.
Cotto.
Yes.
Yeah, versus
Evans.
Yeah.
British lightweight fight. Yeah.
Good performance by Cotto. I tweeted in the fight. Guys, I don't normally tweet in fights.
I thought we both tweeted because you tweeted and I tweeted something as well. We tweeted similar things, you know, strange because obviously I was ringside watching, Ryan's watching at home, and we kind of tweeted similar things.
I don't normally tweet in fights. I like to watch the fights and everything, but I thought it was a very, very solid performance.
Yeah.
It's a type of performance whereas, yes, it wouldn't steal the show. Yes, it wasn't the best one on the show, but when you're talking about level and coming up and making a little statement, he showed a lot in that ring. He showed he could box, showed he could move, fought on the inside, fought on the outside. His timing was what I just thought was a very nice performance.
You know what made the performance even better is how tricky Evans is. Evans was that kind of switch hitter, orthodox, southpaw, a bit of everything. Yeah. And that was tricky. And I think Cotto was catching up with him, but then he got that cut. Yeah. And that kind of gave Evans a bit more confidence. But then he bring it home so well. And that's what you need to do in championship fights, where you just don't want to leave it in the judge's hands. Try and bring it home as much as you can. And round 11 and 12, he just stamped put his foot to the pedal again, and just won away with it comfortably in the end for me. And I feel like he's in a division which is so hot in this country. He needed a performance like that to show everyone he's in that mix.
Exactly, and that's what I said in my tweet. I said that I'm looking forward to his journey because he's got so much options and so much good fights out there. It's unbelievable. You know what I mean? We've actually now got another name in the mix that can actually be in the mix. Ryder versus Nick Blackwell. Okay, here's what I think. Regardless of what the judge's scorecard was, Nick Blackwell was in that fight. And as much as it seemed like John Ryder was doing so much, and they had John Ryder, I think they had him about four rounds to 2 by the time the stoppage was, or something along those lines.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Who had that? Jim Watt?
Sky, yeah.
Oh, Sky.
I didn't see that fight.
Jim Watt.
I did not see a 4 round to 2 fight. I saw a fight that was competitive, that was well balanced. You could give edges where Ryder seemed to be landing the bullying more, controlling the ring more, but Aaron was sharper, was landing on the outside, was landing good counter shots. I thought it was a very good fight, and I thought the stoppage was perfectly fair.
Yeah, ringside as well. It's funny you said it because I was watching the fight and I felt like there's a couple of guys behind me. They were saying, "Oh, Ryder's up by a couple," and I was like, "Are we watching the same?"
Yeah.
Because honestly, I thought like inside work, I thought Blackwell looked bigger, he looked stronger. He seems to be controlling it a bit as well. And I could see that every time he tagged Ryder, he especially went for the body. Yeah. He seemed to hurt Ryder a little bit. Obviously, Ryder wasn't showing up. You could see signs that it was hurting him. And the stoppage, I even thought he could have stopped it earlier because Ryder was just standing there and getting landed.
Thank you. That's the exact point what I thought. Sky commentary was saying they thought it was a bad stoppage initially.
Did they say this?
They thought it was a bad stoppage initially, and people were saying, especially I saw on Twitter straight away that people say it was a bad stoppage. No. Guys, Ryder's hands were down and it was backpedaling.
And he was taking shots.
Yeah, it might have not been clean or not clean, but if your hands are down and you're walking backwards, that is not defending yourself.
I still think referees are, and look, they're human, but I still think they are, I wouldn't say homers, but Ryder is the matchroom fighter. Yeah. And I still feel like they'll give the home fighter, so to speak. I know Blackwell's English as well, but they'll give the home fighter that extra chance. And I think they gave that to Ryder because that fight could, like I said, it could have been stopped 20 seconds earlier because he was getting shot, got clean. I'm not sure what they do. I was talking to someone about this after, what they do with Ryder, because Ryder, look, he's a good fighter, but he's not, if he's necessarily a big draw. Like when he came out, there wasn't you know, don't know how much tickets he sells and things like that. And he's in a division which has got the likes of Eubank Jr. He's obviously lost to Billy Joe Saunders as well before. So I'm not sure how they rebuild Ryder. I mean, obviously he can still come again. It's only 2 losses, but it's a tough.
Yeah. Go with Nathan Cleverly.
Oh yeah, oh bloody hell! He was so quick, I forgot it was even on.
I'm not even going to talk about the fight. I'm just going to put a statement out there. I don't see how losing to Tony Bellew at cruiserweight fighting a 6-rounder last night.
Yeah.
No, 6-rounder.
Was it 6 or 8?
A 6-rounder.
Go on.
A 6-rounder last night against a late replacement and get a 40-second blowout. That gives you a shot at Bramer in September.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused with that one.
No, sort of enlightening it a bit more. Speaking to Eddie after, he did say, first of all, Clevy Work was supposed to be on the card.
Yeah,
because there had a few Welsh fighters on the card as well. Yeah. So they thought bring Clevy onto the card as well. I think Clevy, like most fighters do, and obviously you've boxed yourself, you know, after the fight, adrenaline rushing, oh, just give me Bramer, I don't want. I think he'll probably sit back and think, maybe need a couple more in between. 47 seconds. And losing to Bellew, you're right. That doesn't earn it. You know, it doesn't earn you, Bramer. Not even the fact that you're not ready for it. It doesn't earn you, Bramer.
So you can say, oh, he looked impressive in that what that was, but can you really call it impressive in 40 seconds?
What else it shows as well is this might sound a bit harsh. When he lost to Kovalev, the reasons for going up, well, I'm struggling with the weight. I can't make the weight anymore. You're now like heavyweight again. Yeah. So you can make the weight.
You can make the weight,
but. Yeah, that was anyway. Moving on.
Yeah, you get
we got what's that.
You get the point. Yeah. Let's go with Gradovich Selby. Congratulations for a new world champion.
It's Selby, man.
One thing I'll say for sure.
Yeah.
I still ain't seen Selby in 2nd or 3rd gear.
I'm telling you now, bro.
He's got levels,
mate.
He fought a notorious swarmer, brawler, and he was still in 1st/2nd gear.
Yeah. Yeah,
like it was easy.
He was in 1st, and then Gradovich hit him with one. I can't remember what it was. Yeah. And everyone was like, "Oh!" And then I kid you not, I physically saw Selby press a button on his body and go up to 2nd gear. Like, oh, here we go. You made me go up a level. We are seeing levels here. Look, they're trying to say Josh Warren, forget it. I mean, I was sitting ringside with people from Leeds, and they were like, nah.
Boxing is not an easy sport by any stretch of their imagination. But he made it look easy in there against a legit world champion.
You're going to have to be something special. Because I'm thinking of how, in my head, I was thinking, how would Vasil, you know, the best in the division, Nicholas Waters, and I thought they would probably get rid of Gradovich at around the same time. Do you know what I mean? I think that Nicholas Waters 4 or 5, both of them. Lemonchenko maybe even longer, because I don't think he's a big puncher, Lemonchenko. Selby done exactly what I thought they would do to kind of Gradovich, and that's how high I'm ranking that Selby performance. Is he below those two? Possibly. But he's right in the mix.
No, he's below those two. But in terms of, okay, say Waters beat Gradovich in 5, and say Lemonchenko did. I don't think they're
going to do it that impressively.
Yeah. In a sense where they might have got a clean knockout, especially Waters, but Gradovich could not find Selby. There were times that Selby just slipped him, walked off like, what are you doing over there?
Yeah, like, why
are you here? I'm over here, the ring's over here. Yeah. That's what I'm trying. He made it look so nonchalant. It was a joke.
They have labelled him the Welsh Mayweather all the time, and I'm like, why give such a big tag? He kept doing that check hook that Mayweather done against Ricky Hatton, and I thought, does Gradovich not know it's coming? Yeah, like he's done it about 10 times. But one thing I will say against Gradovich and his team, by the way, I know Robert Garcia got Trainer of the Year, I think 2-3 years ago. I don't know how. All his fighters
are brawlers,
and they're head first.
They're head first, yeah.
Obviously, apart from Mickey, who's his brother, all of them seem to just do this.
No, they don't
and go charge.
No, but they don't split punches.
It's awful.
They don't split punches at all.
All of them, by the way. Unless someone can prove me one that's not. I mean, out of the marquee world champion fighters he's got, all of them just head first. And I feel like, as a top trainer, you know, Gradovich head just literally was like that. It was awful for a world title.
He was saying the stoppage. He had 2 cuts, one above his eye. It was like a plus sign right above his eye, which is really bad. Yeah. And he had another above his eye. He couldn't see. It was
target practice.
Yeah. It wasn't that he couldn't continue. Yeah. The damage he would have got if he continued could have risked his eyesight or been serious damage. Now, I mean, the doctor looked at it and it went with the ref. The ref tried to give him a chance and said, Jeff White twice.
Said no.
Doctor looked at it and said, nah, straight away. There's a reason why.
Because in America, those fights they last a bit longer.
No,
we're talking about a world champion here that's 5 defenses, IBF fighter of the year. Yeah. Should he get a bit longer?
No, your health comes first.
Yeah.
But what I'll say about that cut, when you got a cut, it's a slash. Well. Yeah, when you got a slash, which is a single line, you could glue it or Vaseline it. Once it's a plus sign like that, it will split. Yeah. You have to stop it. Mitchell versus Linares.
Yeah, that was the next fight on the card.
That was the next fight on the card. Well done to Kevin Mitchell. put on a good performance.
Well done to the crowd.
Yeah,
man, they were going crazy as soon as he came out.
No, let me get right. Well done to Linares and Mitchell.
Take 2 to tango.
Yeah, good fight, very good fight, great fight,
great technically good fight.
Great fight. It was a funny fight.
Yeah.
In the first couple rounds, similar to James Aguero, I thought Mitchell lost it. He was kind of stuck out and went for a lot of punches.
In the first 2 rounds,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It felt like he was like, oh wait a minute, Linares is fast, he's accurate. I can't catch him. He's tagged me a few times, and then he tagged Linares and put him down. I think it was in the third.
I think so.
Was it third?
It might have been later, but
and then put it all fourth, and that changed the fight straight away. I mean, let's be fair, Linares was hurt badly.
Yes.
When he got knocked down. It took him a time to get up.
Yes.
It's like he tried to get up and he said, no, wait a minute, let me stay down and clear my head because I'm actually buzzed.
Very smart.
That's experience.
If he got up, the fight's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the war started.
Yeah, the fight actually started from round 5.
Yeah. That's
when the fight kind of unraveled. And you're right in your analysing of the fight. First 2 rounds, everyone was like, oh, Richard's going to get smashed here. Yeah. Because I'm not joking, Linares, even his physique, his shoulders looked big, he actually looked like a younger, smaller Nathan Cleverly. Kind of had that kind of,
back.
Yeah, like huge back. And it's just bang, 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 bang. So sharp. I thought, whoa. Yeah. And Kevin wasn't moving his head. Kevin doesn't move his head. Yeah. Kevin doesn't move his head.
Kevin was really stationary for the first couple of rounds.
Very stationary. It's almost like it dawned on him. Yeah. This guy's quite good. Yeah. This is probably Ricky Burns, the best fighter I've ever fought. Do you know what I mean? And even Ricky Burns that have that kind of movement. Do you know what I mean? Probably better than Ricky Burns. But then when he tagged him, it came from nowhere. By the way, the tag actually came from nowhere, and that's when everyone thought, jump on him. But even when he jumped him, he still was fearful of getting tagged himself. As much as I want to give credit to Linares, and you've got to, the eye problem that Kevin Mitchell got, I think in the 4th or 5th round. I wouldn't say it changed the dynamics of the fight because I still thought it could have ended that way anyway because I had Linares as favourite. But Kevin Mitchell couldn't see anything coming from that, and against a sharp shooter like Linares, it just caused problems from like round 8 and 9. He just couldn't see it coming, and it was such. I felt so sorry for him because I think it would have turned into a war until all the way to the end. One
thing I will say about the stoppage, I think the stoppage was legit. I think the stoppage was fair. Going to the beginning of the 10th round, Mitchell was cut, but there was no swelling. From the beginning of the 3rd to 10th round to when the fight was stopped, that swelling went from 0 to about that big.
What are they called again? Hematomas?
Hematomas, yeah, which is obviously bleeding on the inside. And it got so big that from the camera angle from the back of Kevin Mitchell's head, you could see the swelling over the back. From a medical perspective, I can't see how you cannot stop the fight at that point. Because it weren't like it progressed over a few rounds. It happened so quick. And like I said, Kevin Mitchell's already hurt, his visual already damaged. That there you can't carry on at all. It's too dangerous.
You can't, but again, you know what it's like. Unfortunately, fighters have reputations. If you like a fighter that is known as being chinny, i.e. George Groves, that fight gets stopped as soon as he gets tagged. Quick fighter like Kevin Mitchell, hard, he's at home, 18,000 people singing West Ham chants. I can understand how the referee, being human, would want it to go on just a bit more, but that's not right. But Kevin Mitchell will come again. I genuinely believe he will come again. I think a rematch is possible.
I think a rematch is definitely possible.
And it will sell, but will they get Linares over here again? I guess that's the question.
Let's go to the big boy, AJ, Anthony Joshua.
Boy.
If you got an egg, and you smashed it on the floor, that's what happened to Kevin Johnson. Anthony Joshua absolutely smashed into bits.
No, I think it's more if you got a grape and you step on a grape. You know that it makes that kind of thing. Credit's
got to be given to Anthony Joshua, and yes, people say Kevin Johnson weren't this, he weren't that, he's on the slide, he's hand-picked or whatever.
Not having it. Kevin
Johnson got 12 with Vitaly Klitschko.
Yes.
Yeah. Vitaly didn't get in the way, and that's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury's top 10 heavyweights going to fight Vladimir soon.
Yeah.
Couldn't get him away.
Chisora even.
Because Chisora was a top 10 heavyweight at the time they fought.
Yeah.
Couldn't get him away. If you look on social media, people within the industry were saying if Joshua got rid of him within 6, 7, 8 rounds, that'd be good.
That'd be a bloody achievement.
That'd be an achievement. Yeah. One or two said, go on Joshua, try and get him in 4 or 5.
As Chisora said.
Yeah. No one had a bet or believed Joshua was going to get him let's just call it what it really was, a first round.
Yeah.
Because he was knocked out in the first round. They had to pick him off the floor. And sorry, you know that egg I was talking about? When you like flip an egg, they had to scrape him off the floor at the end of round 1 and take him back to his rope, to the corner.
It's strange how that continued. Look,
yeah.
People around me were trying to think of names for Joshua. It was funny because, oh, he's a monster. He's a beast. They were trying to describe names about him because he's that frightening. Close up, it's the second time I've seen him fight now, and his power, as soon as it lands, you hear it.
Yeah.
You actually hear it go boom, boom. And he smiles.
Yeah.
He's hitting you and he's laughing. He's like, come on, is that all you've got? It reminds me of just like a baddie in a film.
Yeah.
Look, he's going to get a tougher test.
Yeah.
But if this is your exam, you've passed with flying colours.
Yeah.
Because you're stopping the guy that's not stoppable.
One thing about Anthony Joshua, he's blowing these guys out and he's steamrolling them. But once he's got that no fear element right now.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Where he's just fighting like with no fear.
Yeah.
Once he has a little bit of fear in the sense whereas someone can hit him back and he starts refining his style a little bit, he's gonna knock guys out completely cold on the floor.
I genuinely believe even Vladimir in this, because Vladimir, no, if he hits you, it might not knock you out like Ryan said straight away. But he's going to do something to you where you're going to think, oh, we're in for a long night here. Because his power is so legit. And I feel like it only can get better. It can only get stronger and better. Like you said, once he gets his technique sits on his punches a bit more, rather than kind of having to like throw about 20 punches to for a ref to stop it or to get him out. Once he sits on them, forget it, people.
I want to say one thing as well. Last thing I'm going to say about this fight. For Johnson, who's never been knocked out before, let's be honest. The last straight right hands that he hit Johnson with in the first round, Johnson was actually knocked out.
Yeah, he was knocked out.
Yeah, he was actually knocked out, and Johnson's never been knocked out ever or stopped. He was actually knocked out.
Johnson done an interview with IFL TV straight away after. He says, "I don't want to do boxing anymore." He said, "I'm done with boxing." Very quickly, obviously, names they've mentioned for Joshua will fight again in July and September. July, the names that Eddie Hearn kind of mentioned are the likes of Solis, Thompson, Areola. September, definitely either David Price or Dylan White. That's breaking news.
Okay, I don't want to see Solis for July.
Yeah,
I think Solis will be.
And it's Manuel Char. Manuel Char as well. So I think it will be Manuel Char.
Yeah,
that's the one that makes more sense. I think
Thompson. I think Thompson's always a threat, not because of his punch power, but because he's a solid technician.
Yeah.
Regardless of his age, he's got the size of a modern heavyweight. And he's got the experience.
6'7", 6'6".
Yeah. He's got the experience. You know what I mean, of being in there. Unless your name is Vladimir Klitschko, no one has an easy night with Tony Thompson.
Yeah.
Areola.
Interesting one, isn't it?
That will be my favourite fight. Areola has got a decent chin, could bang, decent size as well, and that's a huge step up as well. Let's be fair.
What it does more than anything, it opens him up to the American market.
Yeah.
And that's the market that they don't know Joshua too much over there still. Yeah. And that will just go boom.
Right, then let's move forward with Frankie Gavin versus Kell Brook.
Yes, sir.
Great performance from Kell Brook.
Yes.
He overachieved in my opinion, in a sense I thought the fight would go longer.
Yes.
But even though he overachieved, the way the fight played out from early, I thought he could have got the stoppage quicker.
Okay.
In a sense, whereas the first 3-4 rounds, yes, Gavin's tricky, but he weren't throwing a lot. And Kell Brook seemed to be comfortable, more like a sparring pace more than a fighting pace.
Yeah.
Looking at the division as a whole, as what a division, and as a champion, I think he made a great statement, but he could have made a stronger statement.
Yes and no. I think that Frankie Gavin's style, and to your credit, I think you probably noted it, and that's why we done the preview video, and you kind of said that his style might cause him problems, was very awkward. I'm trying to think of a word I've seen like that, where he kind of fights very low from the southpaw starting the springs. Yeah. And I think that's why I can see why he was a very good amateur now. That's the problem. He probably hasn't crossed over to the pro game yet, because he doesn't throw combinations. He throws one punch, almost like amateur scoring, gets out. And against Kell Brook, although he landed, that's not enough. Unless you're a super firm type puncher. And I thought Brook was just taking his time in there. Honestly, I think he was just taking the time. This is a guy that's been out of the ring with a stab wound, had the Jojo down fight, which was 2 rounds.
Yeah,
and I genuinely felt like, does he just want rounds? Because I think he could have blown him out in 3 or 4 if he put the stepped on the gas. I think the word you mentioned there was spot on. In this division, against the guys, and he will probably still fight the likes of the Furmans and Maidanas. Those fights are coming, people, next year. Spite. Yeah. Because against those guys, you're going to get 1 or 2 opportunities when they land and they're wobbled, and you've got to clean them out. And I think the likes of Furman and Maidana will just spite. They'll just go straight away in it. And I think Brook needs that spite as well. But it will come. Probably Brandon Rios next, maybe. And he will need spite in that fight because Brandon Rios will definitely chuck back. But it will come.
Okay, let's start with the news. Frampton signs with Al Heyman. I think it's a good move.
Yeah.
Also, a complicated move. Here's what I'm saying.
I want to hear this. Why is it complicated?
Okay. If I explain it, it might make more sense.
Alright, go on.
McGuigan doesn't have a TV deal.
Yes.
Yeah?
He doesn't.
So he's always fishing out. Went into his own pocket, had a backer to get the ITV deal.
Yes.
Yeah? Obviously, he wants to manage Frampton and get him the best possible positions overall.
Yes.
By being a sole entity, he has that, but he has no money.
Okay.
Yeah?
And no TV deal.
And no TV deal. By having Al Heyman as an advisor, that gets him. Exactly. Remember, McGuigan is still like the manager. This gets Frampton international exposure in the US. Gets his fights on PBC without McGuigan actually dipping into his own pockets.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yes. So it helps in those terms.
Yes.
In terms of it makes it difficult. I don't see no PBC fight card happening on the UK soil or in Ireland. Yeah, which means it actually makes Frampton a US fighter now.
Yes.
Which actually hurts the UK scene. When I say the UK scene, I'm talking about the potential Scott Quigg.
Al Heyman had never dipped his toes in taking British fighters before. If you're a boxer in this country and you're up and coming, you go Frank Warren, you go Eddie Hearn, and then you go to kind of others. If I'm Eddie Hearn and I'm Frank Warren right now, I'm thinking, this guy could come into our market and take our fighters. Anthony Gogo's in America. We've seen that it's not worked out because he's been injured, but there's obviously options now. And if you're a fighter now coming up and you do well in the Olympics or the World Championship right now, Al Heyman could be looking at you as well. Eventually. And that's an interesting thing what's happened here now. Also for Carl Frampton, look, there's fights over there now. Santa Cruz fight could be made. That's a fight that could be made now, it's over there. And in terms of weight class, so the bantamweight's a division where 4 or 5 pounds either way, you kind of can get super fights. And I can see him getting that fight. For Scott Quigg, and like you say, I mean, Eddie Hearn's probably thinking that, and as soon as he was signed, he probably thought, oh shit, we might have lost something here. Because it's not like we're going to outdo these guys for money anymore. Exactly. Can't do that talk anymore. PBC, I think it's a good thing for Carl Frampton.
That Golden Boys deal with Fox Sports is no longer.
It's no longer.
They had a deal, and I think it runs out end of June, beginning of July. It is now no longer for Golden Boy, and it's now going to become a PBC card.
I mean, look, if I'm the executives at Fox Sport, someone comes to us, right, and says, look, okay, Oscar De La Hoya comes to us and says, all right, I've got Julio Cesar Bugu from Mexico, I've got who are these guys? Al Heyman says, okay guys, I've got Adrian Broner, I've got Andre Berto, I've got Amir Khan, I've got Paulo. It's a no-win deal. It's so easy right now. Every single boxing promoter should be running scared because they have no marquee fighters and Al Heyman has everyone.
Al Heyman basically took every TV date and he's taken all the fighters. It leaves the picking field very, very, very small. Now let's look at this. Let's start with steroids. Raimondo Beltran. Failed steroid test.
Was that a post-fight steroid test he failed for his recent title fight, or was it a fight coming up?
No, it's post-fight.
Post-fight, okay. His recent title fight, okay.
And again, he's failed for Winstrol, Stanizolov. Same thing as Kid Galahad. I won't go through it again as I mentioned it.
Same thing? That's it then. That's it then. That almost hurts Galahad more than Beltran.
Well, basically, they haven't announced that, but I've been told that's what it is.
Is there a steroid problem in boxing?
Of course there's a steroid problem in boxing. And one thing I will say about Winstrol, which I didn't mention in the last video, I don't think, what I wanted to say was what makes it good is that it runs out your system quickly.
I'm gonna try that shit.
No. I've
got to go to Cuba. Just in case someone tries it in Cuba.
It runs out your system quickly, so you could take it, and in terms of your body cycle, it will run out in a few weeks. So yeah, it's
obviously it ain't run out for these guys.
No, that's what I'm saying. They
time it right.
They time it right. Sticking with that, I saw Kid Galahad on Friday at the weigh-in. no interviews, not talking. He's got his appeal hearing apparently this week Friday.
Yeah.
So
one thing he's not doing, and I give him credit, because I saw him at the presser. You said you saw him at the weigh-in. I saw him at the fight yesterday. I saw him at the Boxtalk presser. No, he's not hiding.
He's not hiding. Yeah.
He's not shying away. He's not like.
Yeah.
He's not like and he was talking to people. He was talking to people. Obviously, no one was asking the questions.
Yeah.
I did ask him the when's your suspension hearing, and he said, the re-hearing's in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
He seemed confident.
Yeah.
He's not hiding at all, and I applaud that, because most people will go into hiding.
Yeah. He's not hiding, but he's not talking on camera.
No, he's not talking on camera. No.
Yeah.
No.
Sticking with steroids just for a second, but it's not really a steroid. Deontay Wilder has accused Povetkin of taking steroids.
Okay.
Based on his performance against bloody Perez, he reckons those European guys are doing all this sort of stuff or whatever. And when I fight Povetkin, we'll make sure we have extensive steroids testing.
Okay.
I'm not going to accuse anyone like I always do. You've been through this 100 times before. But I thought it was a little bit of a cheap move from Wilder to say someone you never met, and say you're on steroids now because you knocked someone out in one round. When Deontay Wilder's knocked out most of these people in one round.
Yeah, just no marquee ones.
Yeah, ain't that the popcorn in the kettle black?
Yeah, and when he said these Eastern Europeans and Russians, I think Deontay Wilder's obviously been watching too much Rocky 4.
Yeah, you saw it as well.
Yeah. Not every Russian. Shut up, Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. No, I mean,
maybe you're taking steroids.
No, exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's got all the speed and power, and I'm trying to say you're going to start criticising other people.
Man.
When
it was a punch, it was a heavyweight fight. A punch landed, and he went down.
Povetkin, again, another gold medalist, not a bronze medalist. He has all the attributes.
Cheap shot.
It is a cheap shot because it's showing that Povetkin has all the skills and more, and has proven in the ring he can do much more than you can. So why start? The fight's not even negotiated yet. Why start throwing dirt just because someone's taking shine off you?
And not the worst thing is when someone as big as Deontay Wilder says it, the whole world then starts saying, maybe he is. Yeah. And it's just wrong.
Miguel Cotto. Again, we both like Miguel Cotto, but we both done a video on him recently. We both said that he's hurting the division.
Yes, he is.
He done an interview last week in his open day workout.
Fight News or Fight Hype.
Yeah. I watched it on Fight Hype. Yeah. You also heard.
Yes.
And someone asked him about GGG.
Yes.
And Cotto got, you could see it, not loud, but quite upset.
Yes.
So he's been asked questions about GGG and actually walked off the interview after he asked about GGG. The question was something along the lines Cotto said was, who is he for?
Yes.
Or what type of marquee names does he have to be considered the #1 in the division?
Something.
Tell the general public, ask that question before you ask me.
Yeah.
And then stormed off. Cotto's getting hurt.
What do you mean getting
emotionally? It hurt that people are doubting his ability or doubting that he's ducking.
You know what it is? First, I don't understand what Cotto is saying by that. By the way, I hate this. Who's he got? There is no marquee fight. It's in the 160 division first and foremost. So who's he supposed to fight?
There's two marquee fights.
And there's two marquee fighters. You
and him.
So really and truly, you can't blame him. He's cleaned up everyone else, and Kid Chocolate don't want to play at the moment.
Yeah.
So who's he supposed to fight? Secondly, and this is again Cotto now sort of transforming into the promoter.
Yeah.
Where's the statements coming from? This isn't Miguel Cotto. Yeah. I don't know if it's because his English is getting better and he probably wanted to say this all the other time, but I don't understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
This isn't Cotto, and I don't understand why he's getting upset when people are saying, you're a titleist, he's a titleist, are you guys going to fight? What's the problem? Talking about tension, not to move on from this, I think you're done from the Cotto one. Calzaghe, Froch.
Yeah, I got it on my list as well.
They are going back and forth. Well, they went back and forth.
And for the man of nauseam, Shane Mosley. Twitter's gone crazy this week.
Yeah. But Calzaghe, Froch, I think cheap shot by Calzaghe.
Yeah, definitely cheap shot by Calzaghe.
Cheap shot. I don't understand why they're doing that. I don't like that. And then Froch, like anyone else, would retaliate.
Yeah.
And now everyone then goes on it and says, oh, Froch will get murdered. Froch's resume, regardless of what people say, is better than Calzaghe's. I'm not trying to say Froch would beat Calzaghe because I don't think he would if they met prime for prime. But in terms of resumes on the table, the people Froch have fought, unfortunately, people, I know you might kill me on this one, are better than the people Calzaghe fought.
I agree with
Simple.
I agree with you.
Simple.
The thing I'll say about this though, and this winds me up a little bit, and I'm trying to say, and it's Calzaghe's fault, is that I hate coward news. And I'm trying to say, I'm not calling Calzaghe.
I hope you're not calling Calzaghe coward.
I'm not calling Calzaghe.
I ain't get involved in this one.
But the point I'm making is,
he might know where we live from.
If you say something, back it up.
Yeah.
After this whole argument, he blocked Carl Froch. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And then Robin Reed got into the tweet as well because someone said Robin Reed beat him as well in the video, and then he blocked Robin Reed. Yeah. So like that's what I mean. I'm not trying to say
he blocked them as though he's blocking the likes of us. Yeah. Or just a gossip fan type person. You're blocking legit world titles.
You can't start it and then block. You know what I'm trying to say. One thing I tell you about Carl Froch, and I said I was with Carl Froch on Friday. we all know his confident in his ability. We were talking and he's going, I don't care people say I'm always in shape, and he banged his stomach and I heard like
six-pack shape.
He was, you know, like the point I'm making is for a guy, and he was talking just in general. He's like, everyone knows I'm a warrior, and it's not that he's just saying it. That's the way he is. So if you're gonna approach someone like that and confront with them, expect the warrior to come back. Sticking with Twitter, put him Mananaji and Shane Mosley.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be Mananaji boyed off Mosley, destroyed him. You want to fight in BKPB? That's where broke people fight. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
You can't get into a Twitter beef with Paul Mananaji. You're gonna lose. I don't care who you are. He's the king of Twitter. He knows how to respond so quickly and say what he says. Shane Mosley, you know, Shane Mosley's probably still typing like that. Like 1 second. Let me catch up. And Mananaji. No.
Rumour real quickly. Danny Jacobs versus Macklin being talked about.
Makes sense. What belts Jacobs got? Got some regular belts.
WBA.
Or something regular.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I still think Macklin should retire, but hey, who are we to tell people to retire nowadays? People are not listening to us.
Yeah.
Not that we're anyone, but I think he should retire, and I don't think that win in Birmingham means he should fight Danny Jacobs. And then again, I don't think Danny Jacobs is that great. Just how it is now. Sorry, this is Boxtalk. We don't sit on the fence. Yeah. So interesting fight for both.
But, again, I think it's a name that resonates with the fans. Macklin's Irish, obviously, he goes at heritage. So like in in America, you can sell it.
Yeah,
you can
Boston.
It will sell well. So decent fight. Yeah. 50 Cent's SMS promotion goes bankrupt.
Good point.
Which I don't really think is bankrupt. I just think it's a smart move.
Yeah, I think 50 Cent has just realised
doesn't want to pay the bills.
Yeah, I don't really want to do this no more. You know what I mean? Andre Durrell left me. Kirkland got smashed. Gamboa got smashed. It's time to go. Yeah, it's time to go.
Do you see what happened this week with Jermaine Taylor?
I saw the mugshots of the guy that he supposedly beat up. You know, when they do the mugshots, they always add makeup to it. I'm sure they add makeup. Because this guy, whatever, his face went like that.
The guy he beat up in the mental facility.
Oh, is that what it was? In the mental facility?
In the mental facility.
Okay.
So apparently he's gone to court this week, Jermaine Taylor, and he's saying that the reason why all this stuff's been happening and the shooting and all that type of stuff there is because he's got mental illness, and he requested to go back to the mental facility and they sent him back to prison because he breached his agreement of what he's done or whatever. For Jermaine to go through all this stuff and for everything that's happened previously, don't you think that looks bad on the people that bring him back into boxing?
Boxing, unlike any other sport, I think it's such a seedy, dirty business. It really is. I mean, look, we love it. Look, I love fights. I love, but behind closed doors, I think it's so sick. Look, as long as the boxer can fight and puts money on, gives you money and bums on seats, they don't care. It's a sad thing for Jermaine Taylor. And look, we kind of laughed when we was just saying it now, but and funny because I put that tweet saying who was the last person to hold all 4 belts, and he was the last person. I mean, that's how high he was, and now look at him, what, 8 years later. Alright, next week fights?
Next week fights, we got Miguel Cotto versus Danny Gill.
Next week?
Next week.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So many people say they have no interest.
Yeah, I know.
I'll watch it.
I'm definitely going to watch it, of course.
So many,
but I understand the reason why people don't want to watch it. Robert Guerrero versus Samuel Martinez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cherry picker.
Alright,
cherry picked fight. It's embarrassing. It's a paper. But then again, he fights these guys that I thought a cherry picker, like Kama guy, causing problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guerrero seems to be the kind of fighter that needs a marquee name against him to step up.
Yeah.
When he fights these so-called easy fights, he doesn't perform.
No, I agree. But they entertain the matches.
Would like to see him against Brook. Alright, there you go, guys. So that's this week in boxing. That's the news. Loads of fights again. Great card from Neo 2. Thank you, Eddie Hearn. Thanks again, Matchroom, for the ticket. Next week fights, like Ryan said, some good fights coming up. This month of June that we got, some good fights. Andre Ward's back, Paul Smith. Let's see what he's got. Bloody hell, Broner Porter. That video will be up midweek as well, guys. Check that video out. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, tweet, Instagram, all the usual. Peace.